Sometimes, looking back at familiar television faces, I'm reminded how easily we assume public lives are simple. Years of success can hide years of pressure, uncertainty, and quiet resilience. Rachael Ray's story is one of those reminders. A partnership built away from the spotlight. Rachael Ray became one of daytime television's most recognizable personalities through consistency, energy, and relatability. Yet behind the cameras stood John Cusimano, a partner who largely avoided becoming part of the spectacle. Their relationship grew during the early rise of Ray's national career, balancing demanding schedules with shared routines. Rather than competing with her visibility, Cusimano maintained his own path while supporting hers. Rumors, confusion, and public noise. Fame rarely travels alone, and Ray's marriage often found itself dragged into cycles of speculation. Some controversies emerged from tabloid storytelling, others from simple misunderstandings amplified online. One widely discussed episode even stemmed from confusion between Ray and another public figure with a similar name. Despite recurring headlines, the couple's outward dynamic remained notably steady over the years. Losses that reshaped their world. Beyond public chatter, Ray and Cusimano experienced deeply personal disruptions. The destruction of their upstate New York home by fire marked the sudden loss of decades of memories. Soon after, severe flooding damaged their Manhattan apartment, compounding an already painful recovery period. These events shifted their routines, forcing adaptation rather than retreat. Reinvention, health speculation, and career shifts. As Ray stepped away from her long-running daytime program, audiences naturally searched for explanations. Reduced visibility led to conversations about health, appearance, and professional direction. Ray later clarified that injuries and recovery, not hidden illness, shaped much of that period. At the same time, her focus evolved toward production and creative control behind the scenes. John Cusimano's emotional goodbye. When the show concluded after 17 seasons, Cusimano's reflections carried unusual weight. He spoke not as a public commentator, but as someone who witnessed the entire journey firsthand. His message emphasized pride, endurance, and the reality of years defined by relentless schedules. Rather than framing the ending as loss, he described it as the closing of a meaningful chapter. Long-running television careers often appear defined by ratings and visibility. But stories like this quietly highlight something deeper: time, partnership, and shared survival through change. What audiences saw as a farewell episode was, for them, the culmination of nearly 2 decades of lived experience.